So May the 4th is under 7 days away, and the 25th anniversary celebration that they're kind of putting around this May the 4th week is probably the biggest sale and event that we've probably ever seen. And I've seen a lot of different videos about the promotions and things along those lines, but it's honestly, there's so much going on, it's getting kind of confusing. So it's been over 2 years since Lego released a Lego store calendar, but for this event and all the promotions that are revolving around it, I have decided to bring back the Lego store calendar. So before I walk you through the entire calendar, without further ado, here is the Lego store calendar for May the 4th. So there's the calendar. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the entire calendar and all the confirmed and unconfirmed promotions. But if you want to get your hands on a PDF version of this, there is going to be a link down below. I can email you a copy of that right to your email. And that way you kind of have everything at a quick glance when you're doing your May the 4th planning. I am thinking about potentially bringing this calendar back on other special events, maybe big months where there's promos, maybe during the holiday season. So if you would like to see that, let me know down below. Let me know what you like and don't like about this calendar, because I am going to tweak it. But I'd like to kind of bring this back because I think it just simplifies everything when you're talking a lot of promotions. That being said, let's jump into the calendar. So we're going to look at a few different things. We're going to start right up at the top here. So if you look at the top, the big release obviously is going to be the UCS tie interceptor. $230, so not super expensive for a UCS set, which is nice to see. There's a whole bunch of other Star Wars related releases that are going to drop on May 1st. Just to run through some of those with you briefly, we've got the Mos Espa Pod Race diorama coming in at $80, Droideka coming in at $65, we've got the Bark Speeder Escape coming in at $30, Phantom Menace Brickheads $55, Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator $70 here in the US, and there might be some more, but those are the ones I know of right offhand. Now jumping from the top, I'm going to jump all the way to the bottom briefly. So we're going to look at the layout of how the promotions are supposed to run. And down here at the bottom, you're going to see that I put unconfirmed promos. None of these are confirmed by Lego.com. They're just speculation and should be taken as such until Lego confirms everything. Keep an eye out over the course of the next 7 days. I'm assuming that they'll give us some more details on maybe some of these promotions, and that way we can narrow down exactly what they're doing. But this is what the information is that's out there right now. So the first thing you'll see is April 30th. So potentially starting even before May 1st is what we're seeing. The word out there is that there's going to be select sets that are going to be 4 times insider points on April 30th. Those sets are going to be the New Republic E-Wing versus Shin Hati Starfighter, the Coruscant Guard Ship, the UCS X-Wing, Mos Eisley Cantina, and the UCS AT-AT. Those are unconfirmed, but what I'm assuming that they're doing is, and the reason they're probably doing April 30th, is they're going to do a nice Star Wars promotion, which those are really cool to see. 4 times basically is 20% back in insider points, which is cool, cash back. But the reason I think they're doing it is I think what they're doing is they want a lot of people to spend money on those 4 sets because they know they're popular, especially like the Mos Eisley Cantina, with that retiring this most likely this year. And then in order to get the promos, you have to come back and place a second Star Wars order from May 1st to May 5th to get all the promotions. Now moving over to May 1st through the 5th, it is speculated that we're going to get 2 times insider points on select sets. And those sets are going to be all 4 of the Starship Collection sets that just came out, the Droideka, the Mos Espa Pod Race, the UCS TIE Interceptor, all the Star Wars helmets that are currently available, I believe, the brand new Phantom Menace Brickheads. There'll also be a couple other Brickheads, most likely, like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, the Tusken Raider and Clone Commander Cody. And then we have multiple battle packs that will also speculated to get double insider points, the Bark Speeder Escape, Spider Tank, the Pirate Snub, Yoda's Jedi Starfighter, Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter, a bunch of the Star Wars mechs, a couple of the Starship Microfighters, a couple of the 4+ sets, the Jedi Temple, and the Crimson Firehawk. And then we also have Ahsoka Tano's T6, the TIE Bomber, a diorama, and the Mandalorian Starfighter. So a lot of sets on the speculated list for 2x insider points. So that is cool to see, and hopefully a lot of those will actually play out when we get LEGO's official word. Now, the other thing that I would note is there's going to be 3 sets that are going to get just specific discounts. The first one is the Ghost and Phantom 2, which will most likely be getting a $30 discount, bringing that one from $160 down to $130. It is also speculated to retire at the end of this year, so something to consider. The second one is going to be Chewbacca. A lot of different opinions around Chewbacca. It's also speculated to retire at the end of 2024. This one retails for $200 and is most likely going to be getting a $35 discount, bringing it down to $165 total from the 1st to the 5th, while supplies last. That's the key. And then lastly is the Emperor's Throne Room. This one retails for $100, most likely getting a $15 discount, also speculated to retire at the end of the year. But this one I'm definitely not as excited about because this one can be found on Walmart store shelves and I believe Target, and they'll probably be running bigger discounts than $15 towards the end of the year. And that's it for the unconfirmed promos. So again, 4x, 2x, and specific sale sets. All of that is unconfirmed until LEGO gives us the official word. So just keep an eye out for that coming up on May 1st. Or really April 30th, I should say. Moving back up to the top of our LEGO store calendar. So the first thing I want to note, this is for Star Wars sets only. All these promotions are going to be revolving around your purchases of Star Wars themed sets. We're not going to be talking any other themes in this sale. The first gift with purchase you're going to see there is the Trade Federation Troop Carrier. This is going to be yours with purchases of $160 or more in Star Wars sets. This is an amazing set. The suggested retail is $30. However, you will get this as a freebie if you purchase $160 or more. I think this one's going to go quick. Again, it's while supplies last. We know what happens with LEGO. They sell things out quick, especially when they're popular. So if you want this, be ready on May 1st. You're going to want to make sure you get your purchases in quickly. The second promotion that you're going to see moving down the calendar there is going to be the AAT Poly Bag. This is a suggested retail of $5, so it's a smaller promo, but nonetheless, still cool. This is going to be yours with purchases of $40 or more in the Star Wars category. Continuing to move down, you're going to see there is another collectible coin this year. This is an insiders only promotion. So most of you should be LEGO insiders at this point. If you're not, it's free to sign up, so I'd recommend you do so. But if you purchase over $90 in Star Wars sets, you're going to get the collectible coin. Moving outside of gift with purchases, there is an insider exclusive that you're going to see there at the bottom of the calendar. That is a art print by Joe Hogan. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but if you want to pick it up, it's 1,800 insider points. It is very cool. I do think it's going to sell out probably quickly. Again, that's available May 1st. Moving over to the other side of the calendar, we see that they're coming out with a coffee table book called The Force of Creativity. This book is going to cost $150. $150. Yes, it's expensive, but for Star Wars fans, it's definitely not too expensive. What I think is going to happen is I think that this is still going to sell out quickly. I could be wrong, but I think it is a pretty cool book. Is $150 pretty steep? Yes. But it's a cool book. It's going to have a lot of behind the scenes of LEGO over the past 25 years and their partnership with Star Wars and the sets that they've come out with and all kinds of cool details. So I think it's actually a pretty cool book. It is probably overpriced, but you know, Star Wars fans will pay for it, like I said. So keep your eye on that. May 1st is the pre-order. I haven't been able to find anything to tell me if there's exclusive limited quantities on this or how much is the quantities on this, but if you're wanting to get your hands on one, I would suggest doing it pretty quickly. These books are not going to ship till July 20th, so there is going to be a little bit of a wait period until you actually get your hands on the book. So with all that being said, again, there's confirmed promos and there's unconfirmed promos. We will wait to see over these next few days what exactly we get in full and what the finalized promotions all look like. What is going to be my plan, though? If all these promos are legit, the biggest set on my radar is definitely and has been Mos Eisley Cantina. Obviously, I mentioned in a previous video that I haven't built that one yet, but I'm also heavily looking at that from an investment perspective. I think it's a phenomenal set, and I think a lot of people are going to want that set in the future. So what is my plan? I wanted to pick up just a couple copies of it. It's an expensive set. If they run the 4 times insider points on April 30th, I will be picking up the Mos Eisley Cantina. That's the only one I'll be picking up. I'm only going to pick up 1 copy because I'd like to, if it's still in stock in that May 1st to May 5th period, it probably won't be, but if it is, I will then pick up a second copy and get the promotions with the second copy, but at least the 1 copy. Now, if I purchase Mos Eisley on April 30th, if it plays out the way we're thinking, then what am I going to purchase on May 1st to get the promotions? So obviously, if Mos Eisley Cantina is still in stock, I'm going to pick up a second copy of Mos Eisley Cantina if I can. The other sets that intrigue me are 1, the Ghost and Phantom. You'll at least get the 5% insider points on that one. It's not a double insider points, but you get 5%. You'll get all the promotions if you get above that $160 mark, which that'll be a big chunk out of that 160. Next, I'm looking at that Chewbacca. I do not like the look of Chewbacca, but Chewbacca is a popular character. Will I ever build it? Probably not, but do I want to keep a copy of the set on my shelf just because of what the set is and the controversy that's surrounding it? Kind of, yes. So it's most likely retiring at the end of the year. This is probably the best discount that it's going to get, I would think. So if that's $35 off, I'm heavily considering picking up one of those. The other set that I'm heavily considering is going to be the UCS X-Wing. I'm considering that set because it is 2 times insider points plus most likely you can get all the promotions that come along with it. Am I sold on that one 100%? Probably not. It's probably farther on the list down than Chewbacca and Phantom of the Menace are because those ones are going to retire. Now, the exclusive art print for 1,800 points, I'm going to be grabbing that. I'm definitely going to be purchasing that. I think it's cool, and I want to have that in my collection. The Force of Creativity, as crazy as this may sound, I am planning on spending the $150 to get the Force of Creativity. I think it's a cool book. And to be honest, I just want to have it in my collection. I think it's going to be a one-of-a-kind piece. Obviously expensive, but I don't think we're going to find something like that for a very long time again. I like books. I like coffee table books. I like art. So this is something that I think I want to have. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-order the Force of Creativity for the $150. So that is my plan. That is what I'm going to do. Those are all the promotions. Don't forget to get your calendar down below. Go down in the description, click the link, and it'll email a copy of the PDF right to your device so you have quick access to all the promotions. And also stick around if you haven't subscribed yet because I will be dropping a video after all the chaos is over, letting you know exactly what I got and kind of showing you exactly what I ended up getting versus what I actually want to get. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.